From religion to responsibility. Oh my goodness, man. So, so yeah, guys, that's a little bit about my life, my story, and some of the things I did to overcome to live in this house and stay in this house. There's more things, guys, that maybe I'll share with you or not. I don't know, but for sure, one thing is I do not have the capability of getting a regular job. Some of you are like, what? How? Why? What? And some of you are like, oh, that's cool. How can I do that? Some of you are like, oh my God, you terrible man. The reality is I had to encounter a family member within my own family, and this individual, this female, uh, was very disrespectful and immature. And so I decided to start gathering the goods of me, the goods, right? Our stuff, our clothes and everything like that. We started packing, me, my wife, and the baby was still in the womb at the time. And we just started packing our stuff, and we're like, all right, well, we're just gonna leave because we don't want to be disrespecting all this stuff like that. And this person started to go off, just started to go off and get angry and start hollering, yelling. And so at the time, guys, I may have overreacted because even when I look back, kind of, I'll tell you when. And so she started calling us name, going all in. And so we started standing up and telling the truth about herself and saying, well, hey, you're a witch. You every night go and sit at the dining table and do witch enchantments and freeze names with ice cubes and stuff. She seriously did that. We just said, hey, you just do what you do. We're here, in God's spirit. If you want to learn anything, cool. Right. And so she was real angry that we were wanting to leave and get away from her because how evil and how conniving and crazy she was. And so we started packing and she started going more crazy. And then she decided to lock all of our property in her home where we were staying, where she let us stay. Right. She was like, no, you can't leave. I'm going to lock all your property in here. So she locked all our property. And then that's when I overreacted. Right. If you guys seen part one, it was like the hardest thing I was dealing with in my past was when someone does me wrong, right, where is the justice? And I felt I would have to stand up for myself because I thought that was what a man does, right? But turns out that it's not true. In fact, a real man trusts in God, not in himself, right? So that's when I overreacted, guys. And I was like, she locked all of our stuff. Not only when she disrespected us on our Passover, it was Passover, guys, and totally ruined the Passover and everything. We're willing to leave and just go sleep in the woods. We don't even care. Just leave us alone. But then she wouldn't even let us leave, and she locked all our property, and our main property, and she did it on purpose, right? And threatened my wife. And and then the cops came, and all they saw was me on the outside at the door, right? Saying, hey, give us our stuff, unlock the door, right? And so the cops separate us, right? And they go to try to talk to her because obviously when a man and a woman is there and the cops come, they're going to go to protect the woman because, that's what the system is gynocentric. All right. And so they went to the woman who was irate and insane, right? And so they actually turned back and came to me and said, sir, this is what the officer said to me, said, sir, I cannot talk to that lady. She's crazy right now, and she's kind of out of her mind. He's like, you're sane and totally calm. I would like to talk to you. I said, sure, that's fine. And I told him everything that happened. Like, I was totally calm. That was what was so powerful about it. I was totally calm. I was a little bit like, I could feel my nerves because I was like, all right, they're probably just going to arrest me. Right. And, I was totally calm, told them the whole scenario. And I didn't like tattle on her. Oh, she threatened us. I just said, we try to leave and da, da, da. And so like, all right, well, we're gonna have to arrest you. And yeah, and she's fine. And so they arrested me, took me to jail, left the thief at her home. And then my wife was just angry. She had nowhere to go because she was in that state because of me. She was in Texas because of me. And then the people who were staying with my family tried to destroy us. And so she didn't know where to go. So that was tough for her, but she did perfectly well. And she got all the messages from within that I couldn't call her and tell her. She got them all and more, and and what happened is the very next day I got out, she was waiting there, jumped in a car, and we left Texas, the devil place, right? And that was that scenario, guys. And so that scenario, the charge that she lied to the cops about was terroristic threats. I've never even heard of that. A terroristic threat. And if anything, she's the one that did the threat to my wife. There were no threats. The only thing that maybe could be considered is I said, I'm counting to 10, and then I'm gonna start hitting your door because you have our stuff. Yeah, I would still say if it happened today, I would have just let her steal my stuff and I would have left, or I would just let her steal the stuff and I'd call the cops myself and just say, hey, this psycho is trying to steal our stuff. But because I overreacted in that moment and was like, oh, this person think they can do whatever they want to me, my family, my property, that I have to, I have to take justice in my own hands. And that's generally how a lot of us men are raised when we don't have our father in our life. So yeah, man. So because of that charge, I already hired a lawyer to try to deal with that. And he actually returned my money and said he didn't want to deal with that. I understand, because in a justice system, you're guilty until proven innocent. Any woman can say anything and it'll ruin your life without any evidence or proof, right? But if you're a man, you got to bring all the proof. And so she lied, did all that stuff and said all the stuff she said. And so now I can't get a regular job, which I think is honestly a blessing in disguise, because I used to so easily get jobs here or there, get a job, work in a job, hate the job, but I'm making money and I can live a little bit, right? Superb, I guess. And then now, because of this lie on my name, I can't get any job. It's not even a felony, right? It's just like a misdemeanor, right? But I can't get any job because of it. And so I've gone to Lowe's. They offer me a supervisor manager position in the interview, and then I had to let that go because of the charge. And then I was offered a job at Apple. I had to let that go because of the charge. And then I was offered a job at Amazon with $3,000 sign-on bonus. I had to let that go, and UPS and et cetera, and so on and so on and so forth. And so these women are on a mission to destroy a man's life, especially if he's on his way to stand up for himself and find his mission in this earth. So don't believe your family, blood family, black, blue, yellow, green, whatever color they are. Don't believe them, because most likely, you don't know for sure, don't assume, but most likely you're going to have to deal with some stuff with your family, because true family is of the spirit, not of the flesh or the blood. Just like Christ said, who was my mother? He said, oh, your mother's here. He said, who? That ain't my mother. That ain't my mother. He would say that's my mother, my brother right there. That's my mother, my brother right there. And that's what Christ said. And so, from the eyes of truth and the spirit, that's what the reality is. And so this blessing in disguise has forced me into a position where I have to make money on my own. I have to build myself from inside out, because all these people want to destroy me and lie on me and make sure that I starve to death, that I cannot provide for my family, that I cannot buy groceries at the grocery store or pay rent for a home. They want to make sure I die just because I'm trying to stand for the truth and light in this world. My aunt, Auntie Jay, that's my aunt, the one that did it, right? And so I don't hold anything against her, any resentment against her. I just speak up exactly what she did and what happened, and that's all, and let it go. I forgive and I forget, let it all go. I have no hatred against her. I just see that that's who she is, and that's what she is, and that's the extent of what she will be. And that's just her, it's not me, And so, again, it's been a blessing in disguise, guys, because now I'm doing this training for this Google user experience, where I can design apps and stuff. And so I'm learning a lot. I just finished my second week now out of 7 weeks of training, and it's been only 1 week. So yeah, I'm doing that. And yeah, man, I just love it. I love building yourself. And I would suggest the same for you. Build yourself. If you have the capability to not get a standard regular, piece of crap 9-to-5 job and instead invest in yourself, I'd highly suggest you doing it, because if you invest that time, I know, even though I haven't even got there yet, I know absolutely within the truth inside of ourselves that the result is going to be way better than what any job could ever offer you. No caps, man. Yeah. So I just want to share that with you guys and be open, with you guys about my life. And yeah, in hopes that any of you guys who are struggling with things, either with overreacting, getting persecuted, or what to do in hard situations, right? And how to move forward when people are trying to take you down, crabs are trying to take you down. I hope this helped you with that, because, I had to find help with that. And I'm thankful that God exists in all things, right? So, hey guys, leave a comment, down below if something like this has happened to you before, and any ideas or suggestions for any other videos. All right. I love you guys. Get out of your mind, right? So you can be in your new heart of flesh, so you can be still and know that God is in control and not us. So we can arrive at our destiny and overcome the crabs that try to take us down and make us just like them. All right. See you guys. Ross Kalev.
When I used to sing and God